I saw it.
Good morning.
We're throwing people off. We're coming back the very next week.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it'll post the next week. It's
No,
always kind of 50-50.
that's right.
Sometimes I post 3 weeks later, just to keep things, mix things up a little bit.
Right.
All the people waiting with bated breath, I'm like, probably ought to breathe there. But
What does
they,
that mean? What's bated breath? Tell me. We use that. What?
well, I
What?
know abate means to nullify, undo. If you want to abate a tax penalty, so
But is it
abate.
bated breath? Bated, or is it abated?
Oh, I thought it was bated breath like BATED. Now I don't even
Right.
know.
So
Oh, damn, and my phone.
I don't.
Oh, that means I left my phone in the bathroom. That can't be good.
Shall I go get that for
Boy,
you?
I should probably. What if come in? I'm just going scrolling through my phone. Well, that'll be fine.
You
It's.
can't look up bated breath. I mean, I guess I could look it up.
I
Well,
guess. I guess you
if
could.
you can carry us, Bruce, I
I
can.
can. I can carry the pastor. So we came up with a new song. Roger actually came up with this song. We're actually doing the same artist 2 weeks in a row, which may be a first.
That's fun. I like trying something. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did Train last week, Calling All Angels, which was a song I and others are familiar with. Roger chose a song that neither I nor anyone has ever heard in their life.
But you've experienced it.
You have experienced it for sure. It's the song. What was bated breath, by the way?
I didn't look it up.
Oh, okay. It might be abated breath, like they're stopping breathing, like they're holding their breath. That would make more sense. And we don't pick up the abated. We just thought that person was hiccuping when they said it. Abated breath.
We're
What?
waiting with bated breath.
Abated? No, it seems like I don't
I've
know.
used that phrase before. It just does not.
I
I
back then
don't know what it
I
means.
started a car detailing company called Princeton Auto, thinking for sure that pristine had an N in it, which it did have one, not early.
That took a
Later.
few years off Mom's life.
Yeah, that was not good. She was,
A son I raised could
well,
not spell
well, and it's a
pristine.
third grade, it's a third grade like mistake because I remember in third grade I was writing an essay and I was talking about a specific thing and I wrote Pacific. I said there was a Pacific thing I wanted to talk about. And I remember getting it wrong and I was so shocked. And they're like, it's SPE. I'm like, specific. Well, I would have, who knew?
No, it would have been even worse if it was in a spelling bee.
Which was my,
Pacific.
that was my claim to
I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy.
foolishness. I'm in the first round of the nationals. I've made it through state. Me and Tanya Wiggins, we go to the nationals. It's the first word. And in spelling bees, they start you with the easy ones. They like ease you in. It's like dog and cat and whatnot.
Right, we're gonna let people. Yeah, yeah. Just that
But in the
easy.
nationals, the simple words are a little harder. They gave me a 6 letter word. Celery. I remember just thinking I was so relieved. I'm like, easy. Selery. Sit down. And I didn't even realize what I had done.
No, I know that's the.
It was like when I was at the Bill Rice Ranch and I said, the Ethiopian jailer. And Bill Rice lost it and never got it back because I combined two New Testament stories, the Ethiopian eunuch and the Philippian jailer. And so they didn't know, is it right or wrong? I mean, half of it's right.
Would
Oh,
have been worse. Yeah, the
so
Philippian eunuch.
either way, no, it stopped the show. I'll never forget it. It was Bible quiz time show. That was the year I think Doug Bennett was there, which of course is just going to be hilarious.
He didn't stay the whole week.
No, I've
He sure was
sent
kicked
back.
out.
Well, yeah, that could have been. I don't. But anyway, the song Bruises, which I had never heard of, when I heard the song, when I heard the opening notes, I'm like, this is not Train. Nothing about this sounds Train to me. Train to me is this cool modern rock vibe thing, and this was dun 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 dun, dun like Need to Breathe, dun, 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 but just I had a
Little country twins,
little
little.
country, a little like folksy.
Okay.
That's some
Yeah.
of our homeschool friends when they put music together. Okay, I'm just kidding. That was kidding.
What kind
I
of?
homeschooled my son. Okay, I'm including myself in that. It's just very folksy.
Because we had moments of homeschooling with our kids, and they were so folksy.
Yeah, they were so folksy.
We had to work that folk right out of them.
Right.
Homeschooling and folk, that connection runs deep.
It does. Ask Nate Bargatze. Let me tell you, it's true.
gosh.
So, Roger, tell us about Bruises and why you chose it.
No, well, let's do this first.
Okay,
No, this
sorry,
is
wait.
well,
Bruce is diving right in. Roger's not ready.
no, fun because we've done this occasionally. Songs where someone meets someone from school years or they haven't seen in
Well, the
years.
whole thing was Old Lang Syne.
Okay,
The whole
well,
time I listened to the song, I'm like,
yes.
it's Old Lang Syne, but different.
So Auld Lang Syne, another Auld Lang Syne, Dan Fogelberg.
Odd Lang Syne. I don't even know how you say it. See, I
Um,
don't have my phone. I can't look up anything.
well, I know. I'm looking with
Dan Fogelberg, I
bated
remember
breath.
that. A bated breath.
Um,
What are you doing? I'm baiting my.
another song I realize, still crazy after all these years, Paul Simon.
Oh, I didn't realize that was kind of
The opening line is met a girl I haven't seen for years, and then they start having some beers,
Okay.
like another Auld Lang Syne.
Well, that's the same thing from Glory Days. Bruce Springsteen
There you go.
meets her at the bar. They're talking about he was an old baseball player.
Yes,
He could throw
right.
a fastball by
Right.
him. And he's like, I hope I don't do this the rest of my life. Like, I hope I don't get old and sit around talking about Glory Days, but I probably will.
Right.
I mean, you just see that. Of course, it turns out Bruce Springsteen never ages. I think he's 85 and he looks 13. It's like,
Right. No, that's a great example. Of course, about half of Adele's songs are about meeting someone she used
yeah,
to,
that's true.
right? But
Wasn't there a Sting song, Somebody That I Used to Know? There was a Sting song.
well, there is
Yeah.
Now You're Just Somebody That I Used to Know by Gotye or
Can't look up anything.
anyway.
Then there's the Dr. Hook song, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman.
Well,
I just thought I'd throw that in
there is that song.
It came up in my counseling.
But I will say this,
I love
and
it.
this is what, then we'll get to this song. But
Will we, Raj?
like I'm a nostalgia person. Like when our classes had
Oh, yeah.
reunions, like I like to go. And the thing is, like the Bruises song where they're just having this conversation. Like I'm that person. I would love to sit down over a coffee or a soda
Or beer.
or beer and talk with individually with every high school class. I would love that.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
I
Oh, yeah.
sit down for just an hour and catch
Well,
up on your life and
Yes.
the good, the bad, and the ugly. Which is what I love about Bruises is,
It's all about the ugly.
well, it's about the honest. I mean, it's a mix. It's not just, oh, this was a best friend. So that's a beautiful thing, and there's this nostalgia, which is good, and so there's these things they can look back. This is and even now, there's some things, good things in my life, but life is full of bruises. It's full of crap, and
And one of my favorite lines in the song was he says, it loses the vibe that separates.
the vibe.
So you
Yes.
get to because I only heard the song this morning for the first time. So I'm driving in listening to it. I'm like, oh, isn't that interesting? He's making these assumptions about this girl. Like he says, I think you must be rich as hell. Like you're
Right.
probably killing it. And it's a little bit
Right.
what social media tells us.
Yes.
No one posts, well, not ever. You don't regularly post your bruises.
Yep.
You post your wins.
Your wins.
You know. So when you meet a person after seeing 5 years of their social media feed, you're like, man, you are killing it. And he's like, yeah, I've got 2 kids and my wife left me. I mean, that was,
Yeah.
and that's even the girl that he meets. He's like, I bet you're killing it
Right.
because you're beautiful and all that. And she goes, yeah, well, I've got 2 kids and he left me 2 years ago. And it's like, oh,
And it has the same vibe with Fogelberg's song.
oh yeah,
Right.
same thing.
Yeah, she married somebody. He takes care of her, but it's
He can tell
and
they're not in love.
and he's is
Yep.
boy, I love the crowds. I hate travel. The traveling is hell. I mean, so this is just but both of those conversations are just real. We're talking about how life worked out and how life didn't work
Yeah.
out. And the beauty when it isn't separated, where we aren't even putting up the mask, even that someone might feel like I'm going to go to a reunion, so I've got to lose 20 pounds, or I'm trying to protect an image, or we just lay that down and just see, like everybody you're going to encounter at your high school reunion has bruises.
Tell me about the worst thing that's ever happened in your life. I mean, we don't start conversations that way. But what I realize is we do need to share our story, the hard parts of our story. There's
Yes.
something about sharing the hard part of our story, and it's that whole thing of a burden shared is only like it's half as heavy. There's a lot
Right.
of truth to that. But I realize, and it's, by the way, this is just a free tip. If you want to be a better speaker, talk about your bruises. I mean, it immediately connects you
Oh,
with everyone in the
absolutely.
audience because we all
Absolutely.
have bruises. And anytime you see a speaker that just seems like they've got it all together and life's good, I'm like, it doesn't lend itself to credibility for me.
Because we know it can't really be real.
Right.
In other words, that if I'm not, if you're only letting me see your heroic moments, and every time you did the right thing and followed Jesus fully with all your
Right.
heart, um, yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear about the bruises.
Yeah, and that's why I like the chorus. It loses the vibe that separates. And I
Yes.
realize assumptions that we make about how other people are more successful than we are is a separating vibe. I kind of want to avoid that person because they're super successful and I don't feel as successful. So, and I just thought, of course, I love clever lyrics. The vibe that separates.
Yes.
It's this. It's not more in your face, but I realize, yeah, I've done that before where I'm making assumptions about other person's success and they probably don't want to talk to me. Even like at speakers conferences and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I realized, no, they're just normal people like me
Right.
and they want to talk about their stuff and I want to talk about my stuff. And the more we talk about our stuff, and this is something that I continue to learn in counseling, and it comes straight out of James, but it says, confess your bruises to one another,
Yes.
the struggle, and so that you can be healed.
Healed.
I'm like, oh my goodness, how often do we forfeit healing? In other words, we still lived with the woundedness, but we forfeit the healing because we don't talk about it.
Right.
It feels too vulnerable to talk about it. It's a little bit like if I have a bruise on my arm, I'll show it to you all day. If I have a bruise on my butt cheek, I'm like, no, that's like, you just can't. It would be awkward if someone said, "Hey, check out this bruise." I'm like, I would
Let's not.
rather,
Whoa, whoa,
I would rather not. But I realize that some bruises we feel more comfortable with, other bruises we don't talk about at all.
Right. And particularly the ones that we feel like affect our image. And it's the thought, if I'm thinking here, when we pretend,
Our image being the way others perceive us,
Right.
or the way we want others to
when we're
perceive us.
guarding our image,
Yeah.
we're losing our heart. In other, this is where the things that we need to open up to be, we're losing our healing. If we're guarding our image, and this is the beauty of, as we know, as you would know, and people you work with, and just from, it's the beautiful thing that happens in AA is lose the image.
Yeah.
The image, I'm okay. I've got this under control. I
can handle it.
I can handle it. Where you come in and saying, I'm an addict.
My life is unmanageable.
It's out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fix it. And I'm confessing that to other people. But how often we might get to a reunion or a church gathering and we go into image management. Like we're not going to, maybe it's our church small group. Oh, no, we're not marriage trip. No, we're not going to go there. And yet there's where we learn, wait, everybody's got bruises.
And it's like if we would talk about our bruises early on, it might eliminate some bruises later on. In other words, like
yes.
the person that's struggling in their marriage but doesn't talk to anyone in their small group about it, and then the small group finds out about it, like through social media.
Right.
Marlene and I found about someone this week just through social media. We're like, what? They've gotten a divorce. We're like, oh, had no idea.
Yeah.
But if you don't share that, I wonder if it can even prevent further bruising down the road. We talk
Right.
about things, we get input from others.
Right.
I don't know what the healing mechanism is for bruises exactly, but I know that in talking about things and sharing things, it's why I do counseling. People experience a certain kind of healing, and when they experience that healing, the bruises from earlier life hurts. It keeps them from sabotaging their future.
And I've observed for myself, or like we have self lies about ourselves. We have, pardon me, we have narratives.
Interesting, yeah.
We don't know if they're true or not. Like, I'm a loser, or I'm the only one. I can remember a particular struggle I had that was just brutal. Like, I'm the only one, good Christians don't battle with porn.
Yeah.
Good Christians don't battle with so and but and so as long as you hide that lie is reinforced. Simply that's not true. The Bible would even say
Yeah.
that's not true. There's no temptation you're facing that many others haven't
That's
faced.
common
That's
to
not
man.
common to man.
Yep.
And yet, I won't even learn that scripture until here's what you find out, whether it's AA or other places or just a trusted friend, which I've been able to do with you. You open up and it's just like, I don't want to tell you this. There's this awful bruise. There's this terrible thing. There's this whatever. And then you learn you're talking, oh my gosh, I've had that too. And then suddenly you're a step into your healing, which is stopping believing a lie that's been locking you down.
And the song speaks to the power of connection. So if you're losing the vibe that
Yes.
separates, then sharing our bruises connects.
Yes.
So when we talk about speaking, you're connecting with an audience when you share your bruise. But now
Yes.
I'm thinking more and
Yeah,
more about
good point.
It's this idea, and they allude to it in the song. You're not the only one. You're not. I can't remember the lyric,
Right.
but it has this idea that I'm not the only one in this space.
Yeah. Yes.
Others are sharing that same space.
You're not alone in how you've been.
And it wants us to think we're all alone in that.
Oh, yes.
Like shame and all of the stuff that comes with that. This is your issue. No one else deals with that issue. The other thing that I noticed, and I wanted to talk about it this morning. We've talked about it before, but I realize it just keeps happening in my life. So anytime I go through a hardship, marital difficulty, financial difficulty, whatever it is, every time I go through a hardship, Roger, within months, sometimes days, someone walks into this office with almost the exact same issue. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of me that was like, I would rather not go. God just, what was the prayer of Jabez? Don't let anything bad happen to me. Just prosper everything that I do. But I realized then I could never connect with anybody.
Yep.
Like you wouldn't.
Jabez was not a counselor.
He was not. Because he was like, well, you're praying wrong. Okay.
No, we learned out later. Jabez was one of the friends of Job.
Yeah.
He said, hey, listen, right. God will prosper you if you pray the right way. You've obviously been screwing up.
Yeah. So it's that whole thing of with the comfort that you've received, comfort others. Whatever. So whatever God takes me through, this is what I'm learning. It's like I'm learning it in Technicolor right now. Anything God brings me through, He's going to now lead me to take someone else through that thing.
Sure.
And it's like I'm almost like waiting for it now. I'm like, okay, I'm at that thing. Like you guys will love this. This is great.
Will we?
No, this is great. So, like,
usually when he says it, it's true.
Marlene and I met with a financial planner last week.
Okay.
Can I tell you about that?
Good luck.
Oh, it's hilarious. No, it's hilarious. This guy, I think he was probably scared to death. Like, oh my gosh, they don't have anything. They're going to die penniless.
Oh, you alluded to some number he threw out that you guys were going to need.
Well, yeah, he doesn't really work with anyone that doesn't have $500,000, $500,000 to like work with. And I'm like,
what was he saying you were going to need like 20 years from now?
Well, yeah, it's like
what was the monthly amount he was saying?
You need now, you're going to need 11.5 in 20 years, 11,500
per month.
Per month. Which, so I was like, I did explain to him my parents' story because their financial planner had told them they were going to run out of money. Now it would be 8 years. 8 years before they passed, and they did not run out of money. Not only there was extra money that they were able to leave to their kids, but I just realized that was that. So, and what God took me to, because I was feeling that fear that, oh my gosh, maybe I haven't planned well for the future, and I'm not taking care of my family like I need to. All those things come up in your heart, and I was like, and so I woke up at 4:30, and I was like, oh, maybe what do I need to do to, blah 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 blah, and God just gently took me to Jesus, who said, "Why do you worry? Oh, your little faith. Why do you worry about what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, what you're going to wear? These are sort of necessities. Your Heavenly Father knows what you need before you even ask it.
Right.
Look at the grass of the field. It doesn't do anything, and it's fine. Look at the lilies of the field. They don't labor or spin. They don't toil. They don't work. They don't save." He said, and yet not Solomon in all of his splendor, which represents wealth, is adorned as well as they are. He said, so why do you, and Jesus said, so why do you worry? And I'm like, and Jesus is like, he's kind of me, like if the Father's taking care of the birds of the air and the lilies of the field, do you think he's going to abandon you? And anyway, So I had multiple people that week, well, this last week and this week. Then I ended up sharing that verse with because it was such a comfort to me. And I
Yes,
realized, oh, with the comfort I've received,
that's fun.
comfort others. And I'm like, so it was a little bit, I mean, I don't know if it was a bruise. It was probably more bruising for Marlene in that sense because she's like, ew.
But the bruise is, and it's what you're sharing even here. It created some fear. It created some self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
It creates so that's again that's a kind of bruise. That's an emotional. So how do I do? But even here in this pot, you're saying, okay, I'm putting that out there because that's just real. We have those moments, and then this is where God can meet us when we name it, when we can say it. Because sometimes we're not even saying it with God. We're not open. Again,
Oh,
we're so
say
much.
that again.
Well, I mean,
We're not even saying it to God. We're not even revealing our heart to God.
well, there's certain things we're
Like he doesn't know.
right. Like we're supposed to be strong for God. We're supposed, or
And there's that. Okay, this is another underlying issue, but for the person that believes that God helps those who help themselves, I'm like, I I don't think that's how it works. I mean, uh,
grace
if
works the opposite
okay,
way.
if I can help myself, I don't need God to help me.
Right.
So God wants us to be in a place of need because He is our helper. I mean, He's our constant help. And it's only I go, no, God, I've got it, that I make the great error.
No, God helps those who helps themselves. Just screams, God is your co-pilot. Right.
Right, right.
Well, you're
I've got the
you
wheel.
got the wheel.
No,
You're
Jesus,
taking care of
Jesus, no.
things, and He'll assist you then. It's
Well,
God the assistant.
it's not the assistant, or in an emergency situation, I might let you grab what's that thing called?
Oh,
The thing.
the emergency.
No,
Oh,
there's a word for it, and it goes back and forth and raises and lowers things, and it's what. But gee,
not feeling.
can you imagine Jesus sitting, then he's sitting there with his hands crossed, just going, "All right, I guess you got it." No, I mean, yeah.
So that brings us the other song, Jesus Take the Wheel.
Which is a great song because Roger, it so speaks to all of our desire for control.
Right.
I've got it, Jesus. I don't have it. Take the wheel.
Right. Just kidding.
I thought I had it. I don't have it.
Well, this was a mistake.
This was a mistake.
You take it.
Well, think about it. The whole God is my co-pilot. What a terrible mistake. I mean, you don't want.
But again, how much more?
Roger, I'm not even sure I want to be the co-pilot chair. I think I want Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the Father running all this
But how
stuff.
much of our humanity
I want him
and
back in the bathroom.
our popular thinking
Yeah.
betrays that? Like, I still like being in charge. We've had both of us love to be the one driving in a car.
We have some control issues.
But the reality, yes. But the last thing we want to do with God
Oh.
is this image that
Oh, and let me
He's
tell
going
you.
to help us along.
And nobody wants a co-pilot because I've had Roger driving with me. So when I'm driving, Roger will be like, "Okay, aren't you going to go right there and just do a U-turn and miss the light?" And I'm like, "Okay, Mr. Aggressive Driver." And sometimes I'll let someone in, like I'll let a truck in. I'm like, "Come on, merge." And Roger's like, "What are you doing?" You're right. He
Oh my
literally
God.
starts having like seizures.
How can you do that?
And then Roger tries to make it kosher by saying, "Man, you're like twice the man that I am. There's no way I could let
in those
truck in
moments,
front of me going uphill."
no, I'm saying, God bless you. You have advanced further than I cannot let
knowing
a
what
semi
I
truck
know,
merge before we're going up a hill.
knowing what
You
I
can do
know
that.
about how you drive and how aggressively you can drive, why do I have 38 moving violations and you have one?
And mine was a warning, I think.
I just don't have a place in my brain for that.
Right. Life is not fair.
Oh, absolutely. I was talking to, yes, well,
When it comes to moving violation bruises, you have far more than I have, and I should have far more.
yes, you should. I don't know if well, some of it could be the cars that I drive.
Oh,
So
it's true.
That when they see your van coming down the road, they're like, that van cannot do 82 miles an hour. It's not
Something must be
possible.
wrong with
So
my
he's
gun.
tapping the radar thing. We have to have this thing recalibrated.
I'm driving a 45-year-old minivan
When they see an Audi A4 whiz by, they're like, he's probably going 100.
or a Mustang.
I don't even know. We're just going to pull him over. We're going to pull him over and make it up as we go because I'm fairly sure he's going fast.
And he knows he is. That
And he
is
knows.
that probably is.
And
the
you know,
answer.
well, you know why? Roger, exactly right. Because they'll always ask the same question. Do you know how fast you were going? Would you take this immediate? Okay, I'm always stuck between the way of Jesus and telling the truth and First Amendment rights and then the Fifth Amendment. Is it the Fifth? Like I don't have to say anything that incriminates me?
I think that's it.
I've never said it yet, but I've wanted to sometimes. I claim the Fifth. I do indeed know how fast I was going. I'm a little. I'd like for you to take a stab at it. I want to know. Do you know how fast I was going?
Oh, are you saying I was speeding? Just to deflect.
And I'm saying it just deflect at that point.
Don't answer
Were
the
you
question.
speeding?
Don't make eye contact whenever you do.
And then, of course, since I've turned 55, which now I'm headed towards 62 next month, all I've got is warnings. I mean, that they
It's
pull
the
me
senior
over.
citizen
It's the
effect.
senior citizen effect. They're like, bless his heart.
Folks,
He probably can't see the speedometer. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know where he's going right now. Now they ask the question at the window, not how fast you're going. Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you're headed? I'm like,
how many fingers am I holding?
I don't know. What day is it?
Bruce is actually now graying his beard.
Who's the president?
More
of the
even
United States?
more.
It's Jimmy Carter, right? Right. Get you out of the ticket every time. They're like, bless. He has no.
Also get you out of the car.
Well, good. We're gonna have to take
Young
you.
man.
Where is
Let's get you back to your,
Can you
your
imagine
facility.
the police officer driving up the house and Marlena's at the door is like, I found your husband. He was driving 82 miles an hour. He didn't know
And he
that.
loves President Carter.
He doesn't know where he's going.
He's such a fan.
So basically, this whole podcast is hacks for getting out of a speeding ticket.
There's so many extra things you get.
It's great if he said, "Do you know how fast you're going?" I'm like, the question is, do you know how fast? Dad, and really,
That's more important.
put it on my tab. What'd you say? Put it on my tab. Get out of the car, Mr. Mark. You know, if you have a tab, then we're taking you downtown.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So, what else about bruises we need to share with our viewer, listener, people? Bruising. There was another line in that I was going to talk about and totally forgot.
Well, there's the touching line, leaving you makes me want to cry. And I think one
Oh, that was Old Lang Syne right there. That's
Right.
when I felt that. Yeah.
right, the snow began to it's the angst that actually and this gets what you're saying. Our bruises are what tie us together.
That's right.
Right. And actually, one of the things I've been thinking about is
Losing that connection makes you feel sad. That's interesting. Yeah.
yes,
Because they do it. I want this conversation to go longer. Think about it. You want to shorten a conversation? Talk about all the ways you've been successful.
yep,
You're not going to have a lot of
Shut her
curious
down, yeah.
questions
no.
because everyone's like, you know,
And who's going to share their bruise after if
After
I'm
that.
just leading with all of my success? Every now and then, we get one particular Christmas letter every year from somebody that has the perfect life.
really.
Now they're beautiful people. I love, but it's like when we get the letter, it's like you just know
Mm.
that it's
Do you enjoy having a little thing like before you open it? Like,
we absolutely do.
I bet there's going to be.
Oh no, right. It's going to be glowing and it's going to be
And Roger, I think I've done that. I used to. I don't do Christmas letters anymore.
I used to as well because our
family.
family did it.
But
Our
I talk
parents did.
highlights
Right.
because our parents talked highlights.
Highlights, right.
I mean, and that's. I don't think it's wrong necessarily, but it doesn't connect. It doesn't necessarily connect. It is the fallacy of social media. If we're only sharing the wins, it actually think about it. It disconnects us from people.
Right.
A person doesn't, and I realize as I'm talking, I realize I'm guilty of that. Because people
I have done it
they'll
too.
see me and they'll like, oh gosh, you're a world traveler. You're going, oh, I see you're here and there. I love to see your pictures. And I'm like, Well, we also had a hellacious year in our marriage, but I didn't post anything about that. I mean,
Well, it's almost like Auld Lang Syne is she just is, oh, I've seen you in the record store.
you're killing it.
Yeah, life must be great.
Life must be great.
Well, honestly,
There's good and bad.
right, the traveling is awful. That I just hate. There's so yes, I did the same kind of Christmas letters, and I realized, yes, I would have done that at certain points where you're just kind of almost where maybe you're feeling like that's what people want to hear. They want to hear the encouraging stuff, but maybe the
What
opposite
if
is
we're
true.
wrong? Yeah, what if we're wrong?
What if they actually,
What if a Christmas letter would get read from top to bottom if you talked about the bruises from that year?
if you led with,
Roger, because I thought about doing, because I sometimes do it in general, like a year in review, just pictures and
yep,
then just notes on Facebook. It's just fun. People enjoy that. But what if I took a year in review and just, here's the bruises?
yeah,
No,
yeah,
that'd just be a different thing. I'd be curious how many people would read the whole post versus
right.
just glancing at the pictures and
How often there's
highlights.
something, right? A letter I've sent, a Christmas letter I've sent when we were doing that was actually people were kind of think, yeah, I'm kind of good for them. I'm glad that things are going so well. But and then maybe again, if I were to sit down with, like maybe they don't want to talk about how crappy their life is or how or what they're going through.
Or in my worst moments, I don't want to know how crappy their life's been. They know that. I know that. You'll see someone at church. How you doing? Oh, we're doing fine. I mean, it's like there's a part of you that wants to know, but there's part of you that we don't. There's not been enough time to go into.
Well, fine. If you think about it, one thing is,
If someone actually says fine, and my thought, I'm like, oh my gosh, how bad is it?
but in our lower moments, we might say, I don't need to ask you more,
Exactly.
because if the person said,
Yep.
it is not going well, it's like, oh, I'm going to be here a while. We're in those moments. I'm saying our lesser moments where
That's what I'm saying. That when
I
I'm
don't
the
want to be.
worst
Yes,
version of myself, to give myself some grace, if I'm experiencing really low emotions, depression, and other things, it's a little hard for me to engage
yes,
because I'm like, oh, that's going to be so painful. I don't even know that I can have that discussion right now. And I do think I have learned there is a place and a time for not sharing bruises.
oh sure,
Well, it's just the moment doesn't lend itself to it. Okay, they didn't talk about it specifically, like the context.
right,
It's just the story of he sees the girl, they talk, but you don't know if it's in a store with the snow outside. I mean,
right,
there's a much better picture of the
yes,
story, but there are contexts where you just really can't talk about the bruises, and it's like, hey, girl, we're doing okay. So the person knows everything's not great. Because anytime I say, yeah, we're doing okay, it's like, that's there's
right.
more weight to that.
It just hit me though, and this is just so true with virtually everything in life. There's a balance. Like you think about the person that all they ever share is their bruises. Like
Right.
everything in life is
Didn't
always
know how to say it, but I'm like, there's been times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to see this person. I know what's coming.
yes,
We're going to talk about three awful things that have
right.
happened. And I realize sometimes I will intentionally in those settings say, hey, tell me about the best thing to happen to you this week. No, just because I want to start the conversation there, because I realize when I'm depressed, when I'm experiencing depression, I'll get very focused on everything in my life that's hard.
No, I'm just thinking people that are like everything is right. Like you ask them,
It's a
what's the best thing that I survived an appendectomy this week,
right. I'm
and
like,
then they're immediately lead into their like your positive
was on the
was
table for 4 years.
I
Well,
didn't kill myself.
I
That's
did.
better.
I have had this before. This is the just true story. I was like, tell me about the best thing. I mean, the best part of your year. And they're like, it's over. And that was it. I mean, like,
That did not work. I saw that go
I,
differently.
I didn't ask any curious questions. I'm like, if that is as good as it gets, I'm not.
At the same time, you've had a couple of those years where
It's
you're
over.
very
Oh,
glad
it's over. The best part of the year. Well, it ended on December 31st at midnight.
way too late.
Okay, it'd be like, what was the highlight of 2025? December 22nd. We closed on the Plainview house. I mean, you say
We
closed.
hope.
We sold it. Like, it's gone.
Do you
But
know the the land we bought in Blunsville.
Yeah.
We got a note
Oh,
that they screwed up the deed.
No.
We own the property, but now it's misdeeded, and so it's got to go through the
Why'd you
anyway.
think that? A misdeed. Okay, that's a word we use all the time. It's a misdeed. You've got a literal misdeed.
Right.
We missed the deed. So
So
it was so funny when I bought the greenhouse, there was a misdeed. This
Okay.
is in 2012. And Craig Paulus, shout out to him. He said, "Well, Bruce, according to this, you actually bought like a 6 foot by 6 foot by 6 foot triangle." I'm like, really? I spent a lot of money for a triangle. I don't even know how many square feet that is. It's not.
How much the house is on that triangle?
And it's like, well, it's over in the side yard. I'm like, so I don't have a house, but I have basically, well, I don't even know what you could do.
It's the most expensive piece of land in Huntsville.
Are you telling me I could have bought it the ledges? As it turns out, if you break down the square footage, but it was a mistake, and so thankfully the lawyer he went in there, he got the whole thing like cordoned out, so I
Right.
had all of that. But that was just hilarious. So
Right.
you have a misdeed, and
Right.
what's next?
Well, the deed people have to fix it.
We're the deed people.
Well, and it's funny because like when you pay a decent amount of money at closing
Oh yeah,
for the deed people,
Rod.
and Blunsville said, yeah, this, and it was a very fundamental thing. They'd say, like, the deed has to lead with this starting point.
Yeah.
This has to be the first. You're doing a deed, and the first line is wrong. Like, isn't that 101?
Yeah. Is this like
Isn't that deeds 101? Like the first line, the
Is
opening statement. Buried in there, maybe you get some
Well, the
marker
opening line is, "This is not actually real property." I would just stop right there and go, "We've got a problem."
You start with the southeast corner, and you started with the northeast corner. That's anyway. Whatever happened, it was just
that is.
Anyway, I'm learning so much.
We had a misdeed on our property too. Well, actually, not. It didn't turn out to be a misdeed. It was a misallocation. But we thought we were buying 50 acres, and but in the county maps, it only showed like 49 something acres or 50. I think it was 50.7
Okay.
acres. It was 50.7 acres. And then so we had the whole thing surveyed, and it ended up we had like 54 acres. I'm like, that's fascinating. Roger and I still need to go out with like police tape and run a line from. I would love to see where exactly the lines
Oh
are.
no, I want to see where they are too.
Because at one point it looks like mine goes back into the rocks behind yours. I'm like, that's weird.
No, I want to.
I mean, it could be the entire spring is yours.
I may have a tiny triangle. Who knows?
Because of the misdeed, we don't know.
Right, Rod, you actually bought a tenth of an acre.
With a cow on it.
That's the good news.
That's the good news. Cow's yours.
It died.
And you have to bury it now on your 10-foot.
Bruises. We're finishing with bruises.
We are. We're. I'm sorry, I was so ADD this morning. It's
all over.
So to finish in closing.
Give us, Bruce. Take us out with a pithy.
He who doesn't share his bruises in the end ultimately loses.
I like it.
And so one must chooses to
God,
share their bruises.
You should have stopped.
No, if you want to connect with other people, talk about the bruises, but don't overshare. Maybe that was what we're getting to at the end. Like, if you're only talking about your bruises, like, that's when I want to say, was there any part of your body that's actually healthy? No. They're okay. So I'm just
mix in just with the bruises, just at least a little bit.
A sprinkling of
light.
pink skin. Look how healthy that is. You can pinch it. Oh, just create another bruise. So, anything you want to?
No, I wouldn't get. I told you to stop earlier, right?
We're
Yeah,
done.
because now
Don't
I don't have anything else pithy.
fear the bruises.